Okay, welcome to my channel. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel, Ordel's Kitchen. It's bright and sunny day today. Um, this morning I would be making some chicken pinwheel pastry for you guys. I've got all my ingredients and my recipe that I'm using laid out here. So let's get started and I'll show you what I use and how I do it. So first of all, I've got a tablespoon of yeast. Don't know if you can see that. I've got a tablespoon of yeast here that I would be using in my pastry. I've got 1 egg here beaten going into the pastry. I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. I've got half a teaspoon salt for my pastry. I've got 1 tablespoon of lard, or as you call it, shortening. And I've got half a cup of milk for the mixture, pastry mixture. I don't know if you can see that, my milk. And this is my chicken here, all grind up and seasoned. It's green. It look green. It look dark, but it's green seasoning. Consists of cilantro, peppers, thyme, garlic, onion. I seasoned it, grind up the chicken, and I season it lovely, nice. Waiting. And I've got 3 cups of plain flour. So guys, let's get started with the mixing of the pastry. I'm gonna mix my pastry first. Yeah, so let's get started. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna go ahead and add my butter and I'm shortening and rub that into the flour. Mix that well into the flour. Okay, so we're gonna start now. So guys, I'm gonna add in my butter. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Add in my butter. Let's see if you can see what I'm doing. And I'm adding my lard, my shortening. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rub this into the flour until it looks like breadcrumbs then, basically. So you just rub that in well. So all the lumps of the butter and the shortening, I mix that in well with the flour so it can look like breadcrumbs. So when you finish rubbing it in, it should look like this. Basically, it should look like this. When you finish rubbing everything in, it should look like this. So next, I'm going to add my salt, just a pinch of salt. Just a pinch of salt. I'm going to add my yeast. And give that a good stir and a mix in there. Well, and then guys, I'm going to add my egg. I'm going to add the egg. Adding the egg now. Yeah. Give that a good stir as well. And then I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to start adding the milk. But I'm going to do the milk bit by bit, a little bit at a time, so I can bring the dough together, the pastry dough together. don't know why they mix it with milk, but that's how everybody and how I was taught that you mix this pastry with milk, with cold milk. Normally, you mix it with nice ice cold water, but this one is milk. So I'm just trying to get it all together now to show you guys, you know. Drop more so that everything can be combined and mixed in well. It's a little bit too dry, so I'm going to add a little drop more milk in here. This is my pastry, though it's all come together nicely. If you can see, it's all come together nicely there. I'm going to give it a good little mix, more like become smooth, a little bit more kneading. My pastry, though it comes together nicely here, guys. You don't have to mix it till it's smooth because it's pastry. So this is it. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna cover this with some cling wrap, and I'm gonna let this sit for 45 minutes to an hour to rise, and that yeast and the gluten in the flour and everything rise and come together and soft and fluffy. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this with cling wrap and let it sit for 45 minutes to an hour. And then I'll come back and I'll show you the next process. Okay guys, so I'm going to fry up my chicken now. Give it a little fry up and cook it a little bit. So I've got some onions here in the pan frying. And once that gets soft and saute, then I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. My chicken already got garlic, peppers and everything, all the seasoning in it. It's been sitting in my fridge, well seasoned overnight, so it's all sauté. I'm just adding little onions now. So once this get a little soft, I'm gonna fry up the chicken, and then I'm gonna leave the chicken to cool now. It has to be dead cold before I can put it in the pastry. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do next. It's just the onion. So once the onion soften a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken mixture and let this fry up a little bit. So that's the chicken mixture in there, and I let this fry up a little bit and cook a little bit, because this has to be cooked. And it's got everything in it. Got salt, got everything, so I don't have to put anything. Just let your chicken cook. Fry up and cook on low heat. And see my chicken's cooking there. And see it? Just trying to loosen it up a bit. A little bit more oil. I think it's springing in water. Let's put a little oil. Don't want it too oily. Cook. So this is gonna be my chicken filling for my pastry. Let it fry up a little bit. I will be back. You see it's bringing its own water. And then this water gonna fry it and cook it, the chicken. Then I'm gonna go ahead and taste it to see if it's got enough of everything or if it needs anything else. Taste a bit of it. It doesn't need anything. It's fantastic as it is. You might be wondering why it looks green. It's the green seasoning, a grind up green seasoning. So I'm gonna let all the water the juices and the water that spring from the chicken dry out and let the chicken fry. And then leave it to come be cool. It doesn't need anything as far as I'm concerned. Let me see. Put a little paprika in there. If I can find the paprika. So I'm gonna carry on, guys, frying up this chicken. Let all the water dry out of the chicken, all the nice juices, and then we'll come back and show you the next step. Okay, guys, I am back, and as you can see, my pastry is raising beautifully. You know, it's been sitting there for an hour, and it's beautifully braised up. I'm just gonna give it a little knead. You know, pastry, you don't need it too much. I'm going to divide this in half because it's big. Yeah, and I'm going to start the rolling out and filling in the pastry. guys, I'm gonna start rolling out my pastry here and fill it in. I hope you all can see that. Show you how I roll it out and fill it in. You can roll it out as big as you want. There's no special requirements. You can roll it as big and wide as you want. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing here. And I'm going to, right, hope you can see that, my pastry, how big I roll it out. And then I'm gonna put my cooker on, preheat, and then I'm gonna rub some butter on it. Rub some butter all over it before I start fill it in with my the butter is just to keep it moist. Rub some butter, and then I'm gonna fill it in with my chicken. This is my chicken here, guys, and I'm gonna put my chicken now, and I'm gonna start spreading it out. And this chicken filling, it tastes nice. It's really nice. It tastes really nice because I seasoned it since last night, and I put it in the fridge with green seasoning, peppers, onions, thyme, garlic, you know, cilantro, all the seasonings, these nice seasonings you can think of, I put. You know, we Guyanese, we love our seasoning. Yeah, I hope you guys can see. Yeah, you can see. Yeah. And you leave a little space at the end so you can seal it. Okay, like that, like that, like that. And I normally leave a little space at the end. So I'm gonna start rolling it. So this is how I roll mine. Yeah, this is how I do mine. Then you go over again, like that. Then you go over again, like that. And you go over and you keep going. This is how I do mine. And here now I'm going to base it with a little bit of egg wash so it can seal easily the ends. So I'm going to bring that over like this. Hope you guys can see how I do it. And I'll pinch it to close it up. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and then turn it over. And then the ends here, I'm going to pinch the ends together. Turn it over. This is how I do mine. I hope you guys like it. Yeah, so I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna put it in the pan now and I'm gonna cut it and show you guys, and then I'm gonna carry on with the next one. Yeah, you see that's nicely sealed. This is all nicely sealed up here. It's all nicely sealed. So I'm gonna get my big knife now and I'm gonna cut my big knife. And I'm gonna cut and place in my pan. Show you guys. So this is how I'm gonna cut it. See? All that nice flavored chicken in there. This is how I did do my pinwheels. Nice. So far, so good. So far, so good, guys. So, what I'm gonna do now, as you guys can see, can you see that? Beautiful. Let me bring the camera close. That's my chicken pinwheel. So, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna base it with some egg wash and let it sit for 4 to 10 minutes and then put them in the oven and bake them for about an hour. Okay? So I'm going to carry on and then I'll come back and show you guys the finished product. Alright, so stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm back and this is my finished product of my chicken pinwheels. If you guys like my video, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, go to the description box and give me a nice comment. Thank you all for watching and goodbye.